Hey guys, this is Astro Amy, and I'm here to talk to you about the new moon happening tonight at 21 degrees Virgo, and it's going to be at 9:40 p.m. So anyway, first of all, the new moon is being in Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury's been retrograde for the past 3 weeks, as we all should know and feel, especially if you're a Virgo or a Gemini. And Mercury is still retrograde until tomorrow at 4:20 p.m. So it'll go direct, so within 24 hours of this new moon. So in that case, 21 degrees Virgo was the same exact degree that Mercury went retrograde at about 3 weeks ago, and it's going to be turning direct at 8 degrees. So this new moon is very much linked to the Mercury retrograde, and I think that because its ruler Mercury is still retrograde until tomorrow, that it's not going to be like an immediate new moon kind of feeling, and Mercury is opposite Saturn, so that kind of slows things down as well. So I think, take your time with this new moon. We have already been going over what we need to for the past 3 weeks, kind of, may have been health situations come up, may have been things like how you're of service to others, or just things you do on the daily, your daily tasks or whatever. And it's going to be different areas for different people based on your own chart. But we've already been going over these things for the past 3 weeks. They're, habits that we already have. And now we're going to we may have been letting go of things that we don't need anymore the past couple days before the new moon. And then at the new moon, we're going to come to that conclusion of, this is how I need to move forward. This is my decision. This is what I'm doing. And because when Mercury went retrograde about 3 weeks ago, the last week of August or whatever, Mars was opposite Neptune then. So there could have definitely been some misinformation or confusion of information and communication. I think people definitely have been, miscommunicating with each other and not understanding certain things over the past few weeks. And if you are like me and you have, Venus and Mercury energy very prominent in your chart, then, we have the Venus retrograde up until September 4th. We're still in the post-shadow period for that retrograde, and then the Mercury retrograde. So if you're like me, or you're a Taurus, Libra, Gemini, Virgo, yeah, we have had it rough. I know another couple people that have, Libra and Gemini placements like me, and, we've had it rough over the past couple months. So hopefully, we're going to come into some brighter times because we've definitely been misunderstood for sure and seen as something else other than what we are, with the sun, Venus being retrograde in the sign of Leo, which rules your sun, your ego. So I think that people have, not seen our egoic self correctly, and, miscommunicated our words for sure. And hopefully we're coming into better times. But, yeah, there could have been a conflict or something come up about 3 weeks ago, and, you've kind of been working through that, and you're going to have some clarity maybe in the next couple days with that, and, work through that whatever way you've got to. And you could have been letting things go the last couple days, and then, the new moon, you decide, hey, this is what I think has to happen from now on. And I wouldn't start anything because Mercury's still retrograde. Mercury's opposite Saturn. I wouldn't start anything just yet. I would, come up with what you want to start, what you want to begin anew. And then, I'd say wait a few days until the waxing crescent phase. And that is when I would initiate new projects, or new whatever you're wanting to initiate that's new. Anyway, a new moon is typically when you start new things. Just like a full moon is when there's endings, kind of. But there's also endings before a new moon, because you have to let go of the old things in order to start the new things, you know. So, and a new moon is when the sun and the moon are in the same sign. So they're both in Virgo right now, where our ego and our emotions are, you know, in tune. And this moon specifically is going to be amazing and allow us to have hugely transformative change in our lives, because there is an earth trine in the sky right now. Now, a trine aspect is a 120 degree aspect in the chart, and you know, if you have one trine, that's from one sign to another 120 degrees different. And we don't just have one sign, we have the 3 signs. We have and that makes it a grand trine, which is like an extra good trine, you know. It's like, and trines are very positive aspects. They make, it's an easy aspect. It makes, you know, things flow easily with a trine. And for this new moon in Virgo, and then we have Uranus in Taurus, and we have Pluto in Capricorn, and they're all going to be the grand trine to each other, which is an Earth is like physical 3D reality, like what we create here, you know. And this being in a grand Earth trine is wonderful. Like, we're going to be able to create things in our physical reality. We're going to be able to begin to plant the seed for the creation of the physical reality of what we want in our lives. And it's also forming a kite aspect to Neptune. Neptune is over here opposite of the new moon in Pisces. So we have a kite, which is wonderful. So this is a wonderful new moon. You're going to be able to plant seeds for creating just wonderful things in your life, if you want that. So I'm sure everybody does. But by the way, I already did this video one time and I messed up the whole entire thing. So I didn't mess it up, but I didn't record it, like stopped in the middle. So this is my second time attempting this, because Mercury is still retrograde, and so my throat is a little bit sore because I already talked for like an hour, and I'm Gemini rising, so I'm going to talk a lot. But anyway, so we're going to be able to cultivate like and it's going to have to do with habits, because Virgo is our daily habits, you know, and it has to do with health. It has to do with how you're of service to others, that sort of thing. Maybe your work life, you know. We have the potential to create like beautiful things with this new moon. So I hope you all take that potential and create something with it, because that's the thing, is that a lot of people think that manifesting, you know, they think that you can just like say your mantras and believe, and you know, good things will come to you, and I don't think that's how it works. I'm a very spiritual person, and I do not think that's how it works. I think that, you know, that's wonderful, and you know, I do the same, like say your affirmations, you know, your mantras, whatever, and believe. Absolutely do that, but you also have to cultivate the habits that are going to get you there. What is going to get you to the place you want? What is going to get you what you want? You have to do. You can't just, you know, be stuck in your head, or, you know, in thinking or feeling. You have to do. And this new moon is the perfect time to do that. With that, you know, opposition from Neptune. Like Neptune in Pisces is the natural sign of Neptune. You know, it's where it belongs. So it's very powerful there. And it's opposite, you know, the moon in Virgo. So first of all, the moon in Virgo, like Virgo is not a very it's an earth sign. So it's like I feel like people who have Virgo moon probably like get, you know, negative emotions, and they do things with it. They're like, I feel mad, I'm going to build a house. No, maybe not build a house, but like do something. Like they're like, I'm sad, I'm gonna go work out. Like I feel like people with a Virgo new moon a Virgo moon would probably do those things. But anyway, so the moon is in Virgo right now, this new moon, and opposite the Neptune. So I feel like Virgo is a sign of is a sign of physically doing things, and it's of like the small little habits that you do on the daily, those little tasks. Like if you get up 15 minutes earlier every day, and you say, like, say your dream is that you want to enter a bodybuilding contest. I don't know why I thought of that, but I've actually known a few people that have done that. That's why. Say your dream is to do that. You want to be in a bodybuilding contest. You want to be a bodybuilder. Okay? So what are you going to do to create that reality for yourself? Well, this is a perfect time to work on that. You know why? Because you can wake up 15 minutes earlier every day and just work out for 15 minutes. And if you do that for 21 days, first of all, it's going to become a habit. 21 days to create a new habit. And then once it's a habit, like after a few months, like you're going to see changes in your body, and you're going to want to push yourself further because you see the changes from that 15 minutes. You're going to be like, I'm going to do this for an hour every day. What am I doing? Why did I only do this for 15 minutes? Like, it's going to be an hour now. I love it. And you're going to be like totally built and ready to take on the world. So that's kind of Virgo. Virgo is like, you just do the little small things and you're going to create a whole new reality from that, because it's an earth sign. So it's about your physical reality. It's about doing little tasks. And it's the same like with your health or with anything. You have to make those small changes, you know, and you will be able to create a huge change in your reality. Nothing is built overnight. You're not like gonna be like, I'm gonna build the house, and you just build the house. Like, what do you have to do to build the house? You have to get the money, you gotta get the parts, the building supplies, I mean, and then you gotta like do the work. So my point is, and then also, you know, you need to have that vision. You need to use your imagination, and you need to have that vision of what you want to create. You can't just like have the building supplies and they're just sitting there. Some people do. Like some people, maybe they have like way too much earth energy, or I don't know. But some people, you know, like will just hoard things, and they have like all these things and they don't do anything with them because they don't have the imagination. They don't have the vision, you know. And I feel like if you know, that could be a problem if you have a lot of earth energy in your chart and don't have enough water or, you know, air or fire. Then, you know, you might fall into that like collecting things to watch them get dust or whatever. So my point is that with Neptune and Pisces in the imaginative, creative, fantasy sign, you know, and then the new moon in Virgo, creating your reality out of, you know, the tasks you do every day. And it's also health and, you know, how you're of service to others. So this is the perfect energy to create like your wildest dreams. Like say what if you want to like live in the middle of nowhere and like build a earth bag dome? Oh my god, I want to build an earth bag dome in the middle of nowhere. Say that's one of your dreams, you know. Like, how are you going to do that? You have to first of all have that imagination. You have to have the want, the desire to do so, but that you have to have the imagination to create that. You have to say, oh my gosh, like I want to build this earth bag dome house, and it's going to have all these little rooms and these little secret doors, and it's going to have whatever, like a whole vegetable garden. It's going to be like, you know, have fish and water and be chickens and like have a whole self-sustaining land, you know. You can just dream whatever. These are my dreams, but you have your own dreams. They might be the same as mine though, but you know, you have that dream of whatever it is you want, and then you have to, Virgo, take the steps to get there. So like for me, like, okay, I want that. What am I going to do? I don't have that. So you have to save the money. You have the money. You got to buy the land. And then, you know, you have the land. You have to like work the land. You got to get this, you know what I mean? Like you have to balance your imaginative, creative self with your realistic daily tasks self. And that's what we're working with right now. But because we have the other planets, Pluto and Uranus, which the outer planets are the most powerful transformative planets. They're not like the personal planets, which is like your sun, your moon, Mercury, Mars, Venus. Those, which the sun and moon are luminaries, but we call them planets in astrology. But those planets are personal planets, and they personally affect you on the daily, and they have much shorter orbits. So like the moon, changes signs every couple days, every 2.5 days. So the moon is your emotional nature. Like you can change your emotions like, every couple days. Like you're that's normal for everybody. Especially if you're ruled by the moon, like Cancer. But, whereas like Pluto and Uranus, which are the two planets involved in this, like Pluto has a very long orbit. Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. Okay, and it kind of dipped into Aquarius earlier this year for a few months. I think from like March to June. So you might have had a taste of what Pluto and Aquarius is going to be. But yeah, that's a big chunk of our lives. And if you've had Pluto transits, like I have had Pluto on my Mars for years now, and square my natal Mercury in Libra, which is my chart ruler. So Pluto transits are deeply transformative. Like they are like they take everything away. You will lose your entire life. It depends on where it is in your chart. Like you can lose your entire life, like your house, your family, your friends, your sense of self, your money. Like it can just take everything in your life away. And there is purpose in that, because sometimes you need everything to be taken away to gain strength. And that is what Pluto is ultimately for. Pluto is going to teach you to have strength. And I have had Pluto working with my personal planets for the last few years, and let me tell you, I have gone through hugely significant changes, and it has been very difficult. The past few years of my life have been like you feel like you're living in hell when you're going through Pluto transits. And so anyway, Pluto is moving into an Aquarius in January, and will no longer be square my Mars, or square my Mercury, and on my Mars. And I am just going to be so thankful. It's going to be actually trine my ascendant, so I'm super excited about that. And then trine my sun, and I'm going to have a very, that's when I'm going to get the payoff for all of my hard work, like all the heavy changes I've been going through. But Pluto, yes, it's very transformative. Pluto, and it's not like overnight, it's like very deep, profound, slow change. Like you don't, like you look back and you're like, what even happened? And then you look at yourself like years prior, and you're like, I can't even believe I was that person. Like I can't even believe I thought that way. Like you look back and you are like a completely different person. So that is how transformative Pluto is. And with Pluto being in a trine aspect to this new moon, like that's huge. And then Uranus also, like this grand trine to Uranus also, like Uranus has been in Taurus since 2018. So Uranus has been transforming our lives very deeply also, but in a very unexpected, like radical way, like things you wouldn't expect, like just random changes. Like, for me it's been in my 12th house, so for me it's like subconscious stuff, past life meetings with people that like just change you, and it's very unexpected. But Uranus is deeply transformative also. And so with this Earth trine to the new moon in Virgo, Uranus in Taurus, and Pluto in Capricorn, we have the potential to create amazing things with our life that are going to be lasting, because these planets are slow moving. It's going to be lasting change. Okay? And it's going to be different for each person. Oh, and it's in Earth. So Earth is our physical 3D reality is what we create, what we can touch, feel, use our senses, so, we use all the other things. We use like our feelings, our thoughts, and everything to create things in the physical reality. So that's what we're doing right now. We're using our imagination. We're going to create our biggest hopes and dreams for the future. And we are going to do like something physical. Like if you do a physical, like for me, I'm doing a vision board. I'm going to cut out little words and pictures and stuff and use a poster board from a Dollar Tree for like 50 cents. And I'm going to create my own little like vision of what I want in my life for the future, and then I'm gonna work towards that. I'm gonna have steps. I'm gonna be very organized about it because it's Virgo, and Virgo is about methodical. But it's not gonna be like a random. How I would normally do a vision board would just be like putting little things here and there. That this vision board is gonna be organized. It's gonna be like step 1. Wake up 15 minutes earlier, and step 2, and it's gonna be like color coordinated with whatever. You don't have to do that. I'm just saying it's Virgo, so Virgo's organized. So I'm going to create a vision board because that is an earthly thing, that is a physical thing, and that's going to help bring this energy in. And you can do whatever you want. I suggest you do, because why not? It's energy you can use. So but yeah, it's going to create physical, realistic changes in our reality that we can see. And it's going to be slow, it's not going to be like an immediate overnight thing, but, nothing great is. So, let's see. And, okay. So, because I already did this video once, I'm not sure, like, sometimes what I already spoke to you about or didn't, so I'm sorry if I, repeat myself. So yeah, don't start anything exactly on the new moon. I would wait until the waxing crescent phase to initiate the changes that you want to see for your future. And we have the potential for huge transformative health changes with this new moon too, because it's in Virgo. So if you have had health problems or you have anything that's come up that affects your health, you can have massive change now. Everybody can, but let's see. So because Mercury is still retrograde, Mercury is the ruler of the new moon, and because Mercury is opposite Saturn, and Saturn is about slow, methodical movements, take your time. And because of that opposition to Neptune between Mercury and then the Sun, I would make sure that you take the time to clear up any confusing communication that you could have had that started about 3 weeks ago. Maybe you got into an argument with somebody and it was like, somebody was lying, or maybe somebody was not lying and you just thought they were because you weren't seeing things clearly because of Neptune. That's what Neptune does. It blurs your vision. So, anyway, I think that is everything I wanted to say about the new moon. I would also like to add that, Mercury goes direct, I don't know if I said this, tomorrow, the 15th of September at 4:20 p.m. Anyway, and then I would like to add that I plan on doing some more videos. I have somebody asked me to do a video on Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer asteroid, and it is where you have your deepest wounds, and then how when you grow older and you work through that some more, how you can use that pain of your deepest wounds to help others. And it's a very important place in your chart, and I'm going to do a video on that, talking about how you can use yours and work through that. And then I also was asked to do a video on the asteroid goddesses, which I think is super interesting to me, like Juno, Ceres, Athena, which I have like Ceres on my Mercury, and I have Pallas Athena right on my Sun. So I definitely, have those energies within me. I have a lot of the goddess energies within me because, I'm a goddess. I'm just kidding. But, I am going to do a video on the asteroid goddesses and how they affect us. Juno is the asteroid of like marriage and partnership. I have very prominent asteroid energy in my chart, goddess asteroids in my chart, and I'm going to do a video on that. And then also what I think is really important is I'm probably going to do a video on the Pluto transiting into Aquarius coming up in January, because that is huge. Like I said, Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. What is that, like 15 years, you know? So changing signs is going to be hugely transformative for people, especially Aquarius or Leo or, you know, other fixed signs like Taurus and Scorpio. It's going to be a huge change for you. And then what was the other video? Oh, the nodes. So the nodes, the North Node and the South Node moved into Aries and Libra on July 17th. And the last 18 months before that, they were in Taurus and Scorpio. So Taurus and Scorpios have been having like massive changes to align them to their path of destiny over the past 18 months. Especially if you have your North and South Node in Scorpio and Taurus. That means you had a nodal return, which you probably went through like massive changes in your life. If you have a lot of Scorpio or Taurus placements, or your nodes in Scorpio and Taurus. But the last eclipse in that cycle is happening next month in Taurus. So that'll be the ending of the Taurus-Scorpio nodal cycle. And then the nodes moved into Aries and Libra in July 17th. So it's a transitional period. And you're going to have the first of two eclipses. We're going to have the first of the eclipse in that cycle next month in October. It's going to be in Libra. So, and the eclipses, the North and South Node is where you have eclipses every year. There's like 4 to 8 eclipses every year, and they're going to be in the signs of the North and South Node. When the nodes change place, that is to align you. That's where we're supposed to be. That's where we're supposed to be doing what we need to do to move towards our destiny and letting go of what we need to let go of. And when the eclipses happen, it's going to be like a drastic change. It's going to be like bye, like hello. Like it's going to be like pretty quick, and especially with it being in Aries and Libra. And for me, it's hugely important because I am having a nodal return because my natal North Node is in Aries and South Node in Libra. But I'm going to be doing a video on the nodes changing signs, and hopefully that'll be helpful. And I think those are all the videos that I have, like, that I've thought about doing. And I might be I'm thinking about offering like some transit reports in the future if you're interested in like how is this transit going to affect me personally. I'm thinking of doing that. And yeah, I think that was everything I wanted to talk about. And then I'll be doing a video on the eclipses next month. Be prepared for that because it's not a normal new moon or a normal full moon. They're eclipse, new moons, and full moons next month, or new moon and full moon. And that's like 10 times stronger than a regular one. So we're going to have very big change, especially for me because on my chart ruler. And then at the end of this month, we have a regular full moon in Aries at 6 degrees. It is exactly opposite my natal Libra sun at 6 degrees. And it's on my birthday, September 29th. So I will be doing a video on that. And to help you prepare for that full moon. And I think those are all the videos I have coming up. So, but if you have any ideas or anything you would like to learn more about, then please comment and let me know. I'm going to go ahead and go into each sign and how this new moon in Virgo is going to affect each of us. So for Aries, this new moon will be happening in your 6th house of work, service, health. Pluto has been transiting your 10th house since 2008. This is your house of career, your social standing. So you've had transformative change happening since 2008 in your career and your social how you're perceived in society. And it's going to be trying Uranus in your second house of self-esteem, values, money, and then it's going to be opposing Neptune in your 12th house. So for you, Aries, and this is Aries sun, moon, or rising. Rising is what you should look at. If you don't know your rising sign, you're welcome to send me your birth information, time, place, location, and I would be happy to get that for you. But if you don't know your rising sign, then you can use your sun, your moon, and it's also going to affect those areas as well. So for Aries, I think that this is going to be a transformative change in your career. And this could be like, you could have some unexpected change, like say in your subconscious, like you just like, or your spirituality, like you want to learn more about spirituality now, and you're working towards that, and you're cultivating more habits, daily habits, to bring you closer to your beliefs in that area, and that is going to allow you to have greater self-esteem, and you're going to look better in society's eyes. You're going to like feel better. It's going to show, and you know, you could get more money at work because you're working on yourself and your mental health and your physical health, and you're creating these daily habits that help feed your self-esteem, your value in yourself, and help you value others, and you know, that helps your career and your work life. So that's a possibility for Aries, and I hope that you use this new moon to plant new seeds in those areas of what you want to achieve in your future, and go all out and dream big and create a physical vision board or something else physical to bring this earth energy into reality, is what I suggest. But that's for Aries. And then next is Taurus. And for Taurus, this new moon is happening in your 5th house. It's going to be trine Pluto in your 9th, and trine Uranus in your 1st, and opposite Neptune in your 11th. So for you, you're going to have new beginnings in your, well, you're going to have some clearing up of things, maybe to do with your children, your romantic life, like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or something, or you know, maybe it's entrepreneurship also. So maybe like your business, maybe you have a small business, you could have had some communication issues or whatever to do with those sorts of things. You're going to have some more clarity on that, and you're going to be able to, maybe you're changing your beliefs about yourself, because you've had Pluto in your 9th house of beliefs since 2008. So you've really been working towards, what do you believe? What are your higher beliefs? And you've been thinking about that and transforming your ideas on that a lot since 2008. And then Uranus has been in your 1st house since 2018, so you have had very unexpected changes in your sense of self. For whatever reason, you could have had really unexpected situations that happen, which I know some Taurus rising did, and that could change how you view yourself. Now this new moon, you're going to be able to change your image of yourself for the better. And if you change your beliefs, so maybe you change your beliefs about yourself, and you're able to have more fun. You're able to, you know, draw in the romantic partners that you want to into your life, or maybe have a child. Oh, I will say, because Jupiter is in Taurus, has been since like March, May, I can't remember, and will be for a year, so until like next March or May, I can't remember which one it was. But with Jupiter in Taurus in your 1st house, there's probably going to be a lot of Taurus rising or moon, possibly sun, but definitely moon and rising, that get pregnant this year. And so if you are a Taurus rising and you do not want to get pregnant, then you better do something to keep that from happening, because I'm telling you, it's a very big possibility. And you could just be maybe gaining more weight. Maybe you're working out. Maybe you're like becoming a bodybuilder. You know, I don't know. But that is just until next spring that Jupiter will be in your 1st house. But I just wanted to point that out. But anyway, you're going to have new maybe you change your belief system and you think about your hopes and dreams for your future, and you're able to change, your self-image and create, better habits to work towards your hopes and dreams for your future, which include, your romantic partner or having a child, maybe. Those are possibilities for Taurus. And for Gemini, this is myself, I'm Gemini rising. This new moon is happening in our 4th house, and it'll be trine Pluto in our 8th house, trine Uranus in our 12th house, and opposite Neptune in our 10th house. So, for Gemini, these are all like very internal houses. This is like your emotional nature. This is your stuff that other people don't really see, maybe few people. It's like not who you show to the world. So me, I've definitely been working through, over the past few weeks, Mercury's been retrograde, working through emotions and working on how I display my emotions to the world. And because for me, I have a Leo moon, I can have very fiery emotions, and like a very quick, and because in my 3rd house of communication, I will communicate my emotions. And sometimes you shouldn't, or whatever, you shouldn't always communicate your emotions. And it's something I've been working on. And the 8th house is like your secrets, your trauma that you've been through. It's how you share your life with another, like your intimate partners, because you share intimate secrets and trauma with your partner. You talk to them about that. That's your 8th house of intimacy. Whereas like the 7th house is just one-on-one relationships, but it doesn't necessarily have to be intimate. It could be your spouse, but you're not intimate with them, but it's in your 8th house that you gain that intimacy with others, where you tell them about your secrets, your trauma, and you get closer. And then your 12th house can be your mental health, your spirituality. It can also be secret enemies. So you might have some clearing up of your emotional nature, working on how you share your emotions with others, how you communicate your emotions. That's something I'm working on. And you could have had something come up to do with that, and you could be clearing that up now, maybe with your mother or your family of origin. It's your 4th house. You could be clearing up some things, but you're definitely going through psychological process. You're definitely working on things internally that others don't see, and changing. And you have a potential for growth in those areas. So maybe you change your emotional way you communicate, and that helps you to build, you're changing your emotional way of communicating because you have delved deeper into your spiritual self. You're working on your spirituality, and spirituality tells you have to change this. This is not who you want to be. This is not how you want to move forward in life. So you change that, and then you're able to cultivate better intimacy with others, and that in turn can help you, with your social standing even. That's a possibility for Gemini. And then next up is Cancer. Cancer, this new moon is happening in your 3rd house. It's going to be trine Pluto in your 7th house, and trine Uranus in your 11th house, and opposing Neptune in your 9th house. So you could have had some communication issues with confusion with siblings or cousins or social media even, and you're just communicating in general, and you're clearing that up over the next few days, any confusion there. And then you have the potential for planting the seeds and cultivating new growth in your relationships with others, your friendships, your hopes and dreams for the future. And maybe you have changed, and this is me also because I'm Cancer rising. I'm progressed Cancer rising. I'm natal Gemini rising. If you would like to find out your progressed rising sign, it's kind of easy. You just, I'm a 0 degree Gemini rising natally. So what you do is you add, there's 30 degrees in each sign. So if you're 30 years old, you would then, in your start at 0 degrees, you would then switch into your progressed Cancer rising. And since I'm 36, when I was 30, I became a progressed Cancer rising, and I have been for the last 6 years. And it doesn't replace your natal placements, but it's like where you grow. Like, you're not the same person your whole life. You grow throughout your life, and that's your progressions. It's like shows how you're growing, the cycle of growth. And so it adds a little bit of extra emphasis to who you are. So I'm a little bit, Cancer rising, and I will be for the next 24 years. But to figure yours out, you just add, if you have a 5 degree rising sign, 5 degrees Taurus or something, you would add 30 degrees to that, which would be 5 degrees Gemini for every 30 years old you are. I don't know if I explained that correctly. I might do a video on it. But anyway, I am a progressed Cancer rising. And so this applies to me also. So I feel like this, you can have changes in the way you communicate again. And that's going to help with, maybe communicating with one-on-one relationships with a partner about your hopes and dreams for the future. And you're able to, if you change your beliefs, helps you communicate, cultivate better habits, to have better relationships, and possibly better friendships, have better standing in social groups or whatever. Those are all possibilities for Cancer rising, sun or moon. And then we have Leo. So Leo, this new moon is happening in your second house of self-esteem, money, your self-value. And it's trine Pluto in your 6th house of work, service, and health. And trine Uranus in your 10th house of career and social standing. So for you, this is all kind of work, money related, a lot of it. Oh, and that's opposite Neptune in your 8th house. So you have the potential, this is all work and money related, mostly it can be. So maybe you're gonna get a boost in your career because you've changed, maybe let go of somebody that you had an intimate relationship with that was holding you back from having the proper, you weren't valuing yourself because you were trying to make things work with an intimate partner who was not allowing you to value yourself. So you're kind of bringing that back in, and you are going to cultivate better daily habits, and that's going to help you with your career or your social standing. These are all possibilities. But you definitely, Leos, probably had some miscommunication with somebody they were intimate with, like a spouse or somebody, up the last 3 weeks. Probably had some miscommunication or blurry, confusion. Things weren't really clear. And that's clearing up over the next few days, hopefully. And then that's for Leo. And then for Virgo, this new moon is happening in your 1st house of self and your image, and it's trine Pluto in your 5th house of romance, fun, children, trine Uranus in your 9th house of higher beliefs and knowledge, and opposite Neptune in your 7th house. So for Virgo, sun, moon, rising, progressed Virgo, this new moon is a new sense of self for you. It's a new image. And because you may be changing your beliefs. You may be unexpectedly changing your beliefs about yourself, and that allows you to have a greater image of yourself. You're creating a new image of yourself out to others, and allows you to have more fun. Maybe you and your partner were not having a lot of fun. You were had this communication issue the past 3 weeks or so, and you were at odds with each other. Well, now you're going to be able to clear that up and work through that, and maybe you're going to be able to have more fun because you've changed your beliefs on certain things, That's a possibility for Virgo. And then for Libra, this is myself. I'm Libra, Sun, and Mercury. And for us, this new moon is happening in our 12th house. Pluto has been transiting our 4th house since 2008. And so we've had transformative change in our home, family of origin, ancestry, our emotional nature since 2008. And it's also trine Uranus in our 8th house since 2018. 8th house is your intimate partners, your spouse's money, even other people's money. It can be like, your trauma, your secrets, and it's opposite Neptune in the 6th house of health and being of service to others. So for us, we could have had some confusion in the 12th house can also be secret enemies. So there could have been like some people we did not know were secretly our enemy, like we were telling them things and they were just kind of lying and using it against us or whatever. That could have been a possibility over the past 3 weeks, but there could be clearing up of those situations, and we could now be moving forward and having some transformative, I keep saying transformational, what am I even saying? Transformative change in our emotional self and how we relate to others and how we can, share our deepest secrets with others, like who we share that with. We might have changed, like maybe we've had no boundaries and we're just sharing everything verbally with somebody, like, I can tend to do sometimes. I think these transits could say that you could potentially have been just not having any personal boundaries communicatively and been oversharing with somebody, and they turned out to be a secret enemy. But now you can have, you could have letting go of that person, and you could have, this deep transformative change in your emotional nature because of that, and then you could in the future be able to relate to others, have better intimate relationships because of that. It's a possibility for Libra. And next is Scorpio. Scorpio, this new moon is happening in your 11th house, trine Pluto in your 3rd house, trine Uranus in your 7th house, and opposite Neptune in your 5th house. So you could have had some miscommunications with maybe friends or romantic partners. Could have been like somebody was lying about something, and that could have caused some kind of problem or argument or something. Like 3 weeks ago, you've been going over that in your head past 3 weeks, and this new moon and Mercury stationing direct can allow you to have some moving on from that, some resolving, seeing a little bit clearer. And I don't know. And then Pluto has been in your 3rd house since 2018, which has brought transformative change in your communication. You may have been put in like situations that were even negative or difficult at the time that forced you to change your communication style. Especially like if you're a Scorpio sun and you have you could potentially likely have your Mercury in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius, Mercury doesn't do well in Sagittarius, so you could already have like communication issues natally. And over the past 15 years since Pluto has been in Capricorn in your 3rd house, you could have had situations that caused you to have to work on your communication, and we're coming to an end of that transit. So you've probably like worked on that a lot, and you're probably doing a lot better with that, and you've got to see those transformative changes take place in your life and cause allow for positive changes in your communication. And this is going to positively affect your relationships friends also. Like if you have a spouse or something, maybe you have that miscommunication between your friends, your romantic partner, or how you like to have fun or whatever, and you're clearing that up and you're communicating about that, and you're able to, maybe you're turning your romantic partner or a friend into a partner, like you're saying we're together now or something, I don't know. Like unexpectedly or something. But you're definitely going to have the potential for positive new beginnings in, to do with how you communicate within your relationships, your one-on-one relationships, your friendships, your hopes and dreams, your romantic partners, how you have fun, children, if you want to have children or have children. These are all, you could have the potential for transformative, hugely positive change in this physical reality to do with those things if you plant the seeds now. Clear up whatever you got to clear up, plant the seeds for a new reality, and you're able to have change in those areas. So that was for Scorpio. And then Sagittarius, this new moon is happening in your 10th house of career, your social standing. Pluto is trine Pluto in your second house, and Pluto has been in your second house since 2018, transforming your money situation, your self-worth, how you value yourself, what you value. And it's trine Uranus in your 6th house of work, health, and service, and opposite Neptune in your 5th house. So, Neptune in your 4th house. So you could have had some miscommunication, some kind of something like in the public eye or in your career, wherever the public sees you. You could have had a miscommunication in public with somebody. It could have been, affecting your emotions. Maybe you showed your emotions too much in public or something, hidden that you didn't want to see, or that you didn't want others to see. I'm sorry. And then, it's trining Pluto in your 2nd house, your self-worth, your value, and how you're of service to others, your health, your daily tasks. So you have the potential to, first of all, change like your career or your social standing. Like I always say career for the 10th house because it's also like how others perceive you. It's not just your career. It can be if you're married, or how your legacy that you leave behind. So you have the potential to change that by maybe changing your emotional nature and working on your self-worth and having positive changes like in your daily tasks that help you to work on your self-worth, your emotions, and then that's going to make you look better in society, help you to leave a better legacy behind. That's the potential for Sagittarius. And then Capricorn, this new moon is happening in your 9th house of higher beliefs, your knowledge, or higher knowledge, your belief system, and trine Pluto in your 1st house. Now, Capricorn, Pluto has been in your 1st house since 2008, so you have had transformative change in yourself, your identity, how you see yourself, your image to the world. So, and we're coming to the end of that transit soon, so you have had Pluto, transforming you for a while now. And Uranus has been in your 5th house. This is trine to Uranus in your 5th house since 2018. So you've had a lot of unexpected changes in your romantic life, your children. Maybe you unexpectedly had a child. Actually, I know Capricorn that unexpectedly had a child. And anyway, and then it's opposite Neptune in your 3rd house of communication. So for you can have this positive new seed that you plant if you maybe change your beliefs about yourself, and maybe you're able to have more fun in life due to that, because you're changing your beliefs about yourself and you're communicating that better, and that's allowing you to change your beliefs, and then you're having more fun because you changed your self-image, how you look. Or it could be like a physical, like maybe your belief system has said, I don't I don't believe in dyeing my hair because that's not healthy for me, and I don't want hair dye to get in my bloodstream, and I don't believe in that, and I don't do that. And then you're like unexpectedly like, you know what, I think it'd be fun to dye my hair blue. I'm just gonna dye my hair blue. So you like unexpectedly dye your hair a completely different color. You've never dyed your hair before. That's changing your self-image, and it's having more fun, and that's a possibility anyway. And then next up is Aquarius. Aquarius, the new moon will be happening in your 8th house of your intimate partners, your secrets, your trauma, your spouse's money. And then Pluto, it'll be trine Pluto in your 12th house. Pluto has been in your 12th house since 2008, so you have been already, since 2008, transforming your spiritual practices, your mental health, your self-undoing habits. You've already been working on all those things since 2008. And then it's going to be trine Uranus in your 4th house. It's been there since 2018. And you've been working through your emotional nature and your home life. You might have had unexpected changes in those areas. And the new moon is also opposite Neptune in your 2nd house. So you're going to be clearing up some... Maybe there was something to do with an intimate relationship or your secrets. Maybe like an intimate partner told other people about your secrets or something like that, and it affected your self-esteem or something. But you're able to have transformative change in your emotional nature, and you're going to bring that, maybe cultivating a newer sense of spirituality is going to help you to dig deeper into that and change your emotional nature, because you probably had pretty sporadic changing emotions over the last 5 years, and you need to like calm that down, and your spirituality is going to help you to be a little more even, and help you work through some of that trauma everybody has, and that's a possibility for Aquarius. And next is Pisces. So for Pisces, this new moon is going to be happening in your 7th house. It's going to be trine Pluto in your 11th house, which Pluto has been in your 11th house since 2008. You've already been transforming your friendships, social groups, your hopes and dreams for the future. And it's going to be trining Uranus in your 3rd house of communication, siblings, cousins, social media. And then it's going to be opposing Neptune in your 1st house. So for Pisces, you could have had over the past 3 weeks some confusing situations between you and your husband or wife, your partner, or clients possibly, and you're gonna work on clearing that up over the next few days. You're gonna be able to see things a little bit clearer, and then you're gonna have some ability for transformative change to plant new seeds in those areas of possibly like the way you communicate with your friends, and that could possibly affect your relationship with your partner in a positive way, and your image of yourself in turn. Or maybe you are changing the way you communicate with your siblings or cousins, and that is allowing you, maybe you're just talking with your siblings and cousins about your hopes and dreams for your future. Like, you're speaking with them about it, and that allows you to see things a little bit clearer, and then you go, make those plans with your life partner or whatever, and that helps you with your sense of self, like feel, that balance between your partner and yourself. That's a possibility. But those are all 12 signs, and that is kind of how this new moon can be affecting everyone. I would suggest you take it a couple days to, take some time, make sure you clear up all your, possibly confusing communication you've had over the last 3 weeks. If you are Gemini or Virgo like me, Gemini rising, we can breathe in a couple days. This has been a really rough Mercury retrograde for me. It's really not been that bad, but just the miscommunication sort of thing has really been weird. But other than that, it's not. I haven't had any real crazy things. I know there was a lot of car accidents, which Mercury rules cars, communication, your siblings, cousins, social media. So there's been a lot of, going back over those things, and a lot of car accidents I noticed. And I have had communication issues, like with technology. So we're gonna have hopefully brighter days for all of us. I really definitely believe in manifesting your reality, and I believe that this new moon holds like amazing potential to do so. Like, you can dream up your wildest, craziest fantasy, like whatever you like would be the craziest thing, like over the top. Like, say you want like your husband or wife or whatever, like you imagine them to be like a certain type of person, and it's like whatever you imagine, like, I don't care how crazy it is. I don't care if you think, wow, I'm never going to find that. That's crazy. Because if you think you're never going to find it, you're never going to find it, But, or like you have like this dream of having this dream house, and it has all these, whatever you want in it, the white picket fence. People, I don't want that, but some people want that. Whatever your craziest, wildest dreams are, I feel like with this Neptune and Virgo new moon opposing this Neptune Pisces, like I feel like the Virgo Pisces axis is just, especially with the Earth trine, like in the physical reality, like it's just, I really want to stress how good of a new moon this is, and how you are able to create your reality with not just your beliefs, but you actually have to believe it, and you have to create it. You have to use your imagination, and then you have to go out and take the steps to do those things, and that's how you can create your future. You can create amazing things, and it's all different areas of our lives, like I told you, but we have that potential right now, and I'm super excited about it. I know I'm super excited about like my life, and I'm happy to let go of anything holding me back, because that means it's not for me. And especially like coming in next month, I don't know if I said that in this video because I had to redo it, so if I say things a bunch of times, I apologize. But next month, coming into eclipse season, like it's gonna be a lot of like huge changes, and it's gonna be ultimately for our good. Everything is for our good. You just have to like be good, do good, and you create good. But like we're gonna have massive change here next month, and so I think this last new moon before eclipse season is a wonderful time to just cultivate new habits. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to grow into? What do you want in your life? Write it down, make a vision board, create it. Use your stones, use your tarot cards. Those are physical things, and I'm not like super knowledgeable on all the stones and crystals and stuff and what they do, but I think smoky quartz is a pretty earthly stone, and that might be helpful to use during this lunation. But definitely cultivate better daily habits that include a spiritual side to them, and take physical steps towards it. I can't say that enough. So do those things, and you can have everything that you dream of. And I really believe that, and I hope that this video helped you in some way, and I look forward to doing more videos in the future. And hopefully now that Mercury and Venus are direct again, and those are my chart rulers, hopefully I can get better at doing the videos, and create better content for you guys, and teach you more about astrology, because it's my passion, and I think it's super helpful and informative to have the knowledge. And anyway, if you already feel this new moon affecting you, you probably do, in whatever way, then please leave me a comment, telling me what's going on in your life and how you think it's affecting you, and what your hopes and dreams are for the future, what you're going to use this energy to create. I would love to hear about that. And if you have any ideas for more videos for me to do in the future, please let me know. And I guess that's everything I had to say. But I really wish everybody well. I hope we all can cultivate better practices and increase our mental and physical health and make beautiful futures for ourselves. And anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.